Now I'm telling you, this new system have me going, okay? This is the second time I'm here talking for almost 3 minutes before I noticed that I wasn't on. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live show, Weekdays with Khichi Beauty. On this live show, we're going to talk about tea. How many of you like drinking your tea? Personally, I like a good cup of tea. Now, there are people that drink tea for different reasons. And we also have tea that can help with, stuff that, goes on every day. But most time when you have a cup of tea, it do make you feel more comfortable. When you live somewhere where it's very cold and you get a cup of tea, it keep you warm. However, we're going to talk about period today. Period. Now we know, there's a bit of a struggle when it comes on to period with some people that is, and that you need comfort at that time. So we're going to share some tea that are good for, releasing, the cramping. It is also good for just making you comfortable and help you to feel better. Now, I also need you to know that if there's anything that is going on with you apart from your regular period, then the first thing you need to do is to consult your doctor. We are not doctors on this show, and we're just sharing regular tea, simple tea, nothing out of the ordinary, just basic over-the-counter tea that you can drink and feel better during your special time. Now, Weekdays with Khichi is on every day, Monday to Thursday, and we have different topics that we're going to talk about. Now, if you're just joining, welcome. We're all going to share some tea with you today. Now, if you have any special tea that you personally takes during that special time of the month, feel free to share it with us. If you're familiar with any of the 7 tea that we're going to talk about, also go ahead and share it with us. And, just give us some tips and what you personally use to make you feel better. Now, if you're not in that phase where you do have a period, you're over that, you are all the way up the top, like bye-bye, you still need a good cup of tea to make you feel better, because you will definitely feel some form of a sensation during that time, even though there's nothing there. Now, remember, this is a live show, so we want to keep it clean and we want to keep it, good. So be mindful of your comments. Make sure to stay within the YouTube guideline when you make your comment. Now, let's welcome some people to the show. Welcome our members. We have Jill on the show so far. Let's see who else is here as a member. So far, we have Jill. We have our regular subscribers, which is, we have Margaret, we have Keisha, and who else was here pretty early? Now we have Rose, we have Diana, we have Hyacinth. Now, if you are watching and you have a tea that you like and you would like to share it with us, feel free to share it with us. Now, the very first thing, and also if you have a question, go ahead and ask your question. All right, so Aminia, lemongrass tea is quite smoothing. Add ginger to that and it works for cramp. So there's one subscriber that is sharing our lemongrass tea. Now, if you do not know what lemongrass tea is, it is simple a fever grass. Some people call it lemongrass, some people call it fever grass. Now, this tea you can get in your health food store. In some countries, people use this as a herb for cooking, especially when they're making like those red curry, green curry, coming out of Thailand. It is widely used in Thailand as an herb, to make your food be more flavorful, but it is also good to drink as a tea. So definitely, if you have access to the lemongrass, you can go ahead and you can drink it during that time to feel better. And as Keisha mentioned, put a little bit of a ginger in it, which will also help. Now, I have several teas on my list to share with you. And the first one I'm going to share is the hibiscus tea. Now, hibiscus tea is used widely and it has been around for centuries. It's just recently, well, not recently, over the past 5 years or so, you're seeing it making a come up to the come up back in, you know, the tea line. Now hibiscus is simple a plant flower that you take and you just put it to dry, and once it is dried, then you use it to make the tea. Now it is widely available like on Amazon. Now if you have a hibiscus plant at home and you do not use any form of a fertilizer, you can go ahead and you can pick that petal, you can lay it out to dry, or you can even drink it while it is still very much green. Now it's not only good for keeping you comfortable during your period, but it is also good for weight loss. It helps to speed up that metabolism, it helps with circulation, so it will help to your flow to be more regulated and less discomfort. If you're watching and you have tried the hibiscus tea before, feel free to comment and share your finding with us. Any comment is good once it have something to do with hibiscus tea. Now, one thing I forget to mention is that there are several different types of tea. Just a little bit about tea before we go on. You have true tea, and true tea are known as the real tea, like green tea, black tea, and mostly green tea, black tea, and you know they have some other leaves, but they're all made from one set of leaves, which is the black tea leaves. Those are true tea. And then you have the herbal tea, and herbal tea is normally a little bit of black tea mixed with like orange, like fruits and vegetables, and yes, they now use vegetable in tea, but you'll get like orange peel, grapefruit peel. You can get even the rose petal. They just enhance these black tea with flowers or fruits to make it get a better taste. Okay, so now that that is out of the way, you definitely know the difference in tea. Now, when it comes on to a base for tea, the most common base you're gonna find is black tea, and black tea is amazing to drink regardless of what time of the month that is. However, if you choose to drink black tea, and these you will find in like Lipton tea bags and Red Rose, what else can I remember right now for black tea? But you know, you get the drift. Those base are normally black tea. Now you also have a green tea. Now green tea is still really black tea, but it's the way it's harvested and the way it's processed, that's what separated to create a green tea. Now green tea is another tea that most people drink for weight loss, but it is also good to drink during that special time. Now you can also mix green tea with the hibiscus tea. So if you're on and you have tried hibiscus before, go ahead and comment. All right, so Khichi, and Lucy, beautiful ladies, happy Wednesday. And thank you, Cynthia. And who else? Roxanne, green tea, turmeric, star anise, and orange peel tea, nestle tea, and that is going to help with the flow. Now, please remember that certain words, if you can avoid using it, just use the word flow instead of the B word, just to keep it a little bit healthy on the YouTube spectrum. Now, this tea that Roxanne is sharing, this is what you would call a herbal tea, because it is mixed with green tea, it's mixed with turmeric, it mixed with star anise, orange peel, and also Nestle, that's, a tea which helps to boosts a circulation. So turmeric tea I know is good. I personally is drinking turmeric tea in the mornings, trying to get on the turmeric bandwagon. But when it comes on to your period and for discomfort, you definitely need to get those teas that's gonna make you feel better, in terms of how your flow is going. All right, let's take another. Someone else was mentioning another tea. Let's see who is here. What do you do? Okay, here is it. Peppermint. Past that time, but peppermint tea was good for me. Boil fresh ginger root with honey. So here we have some amazing tea. Peppermint tea or ginger tea with honey. As a matter of fact, we do have ginger and one of the tea that we was going to talk about today. We're still going to talk about the ginger. So ginger, honey, and those are things that you can add to the tea that will help you to feel better. Now, if you're just joining, please note that I'm using a new system that I'm now trying to get to use. Now, today is Wednesday, and tomorrow is the final show for this week. Now, if you're just joining us and you want to be a part of this series, this is a new series that we're introducing Monday to Friday. Weekdays, you want to be on the show, you can be on the show. Now, if you want to be on the show, you got to be mindful that you're going to be seen on the screen just like I am. Now, we need topics for this show. So if you have idea, if you have any suggestion, please feel free to come with it. If you're out there and let's say you're a good cook and you want to show off your cooking skill, send us your email so we could get you on a segment. You also, if you're out there and you are into fashion and you have like a nice closet with your clothes laid out really nice and you want to be on the show, you know, just to show how you organize and stuff like that, feel free to send us an email. All right. So anything that you have going, and if you have something going that like you do pottery or anything like that, even if you do painting and you want to be on the show to show how, you know, how you do your stuff, send us an email at khichibeauty. Now, everything khichibeauty@gmail.com. Now, all of this is going to be done via the phone, so be mindful of that. So if you sign up on the show, we give you the links. When we come on, we click on you, and then everyone will be able to see the feed. So just be brave and come with something, and let's try to make this fun so all of us could really sit around and enjoy. Taryn, I drink all kinds of tea, too many to list, and I'm trying to keep my response to a limit. All right, so Joyce, can I use the hibiscus flowers to make the tea? Yes, I just said that. If you have an hibiscus tea, is really hibiscus flowers, okay? I was trying to find a picture to show you what the hibiscus look like. I put a link in the description box below where you can get all of the teas that I am talking about today. Now, hibiscus, you know, you're going to find it in tropical island, like in Jamaica, they do have a lot. And right around the world, warm climate, you'll find the hibiscus. Now, hibiscus, the way they make that tea is the petal, okay? What they did, they just dry the petal. And let me show you flowers. So that is what an hibiscus look like. This is the hibiscus flowers, and what they did, they dry it, and when it is dried, it look like that, and there you find a nice cup of hibiscus tea. Now you can choose to have the hibiscus tea with honey, or you can choose to add a little ginger to it. It helps you to feel better during that special time. And also the hibiscus, as she asked if she could use hers, yes, you can. Just make sure that it's not sprayed, or you know, you're not using any form of, it's in an area where you can actually consume it. Now, Bimo, Ma, I have so much facial hair growth. So today we're talking mostly about tea and period. Now, if you want to come on and talk about your facial hair, we're going to be on Sunday Chit Chat. You can join our show and we'll share a wide variety of ingredients that you can use to get rid of the facial hair. Now, chamomile tea, and we have the chamomile tea on our list. Can I contact personally to, yes, khichibeauty@gmail.com. IBK, welcome to the chat. Now, if you're on the chat and you're still going through that time, hibiscus comes in many colors too. Yes, it comes in many colors. You can find it in yellow, you can find it in light pink, and the most common one is in red. All right, now let's move on to our second tea. If you have a question, comment. If you also have a tea that you're drinking that help a lot, and guess what, my ladies, if you're way past and you have something that you're now drinking for the big M word, you can also go ahead and share it, because some of us want to, be able to drink some of that tea too. When it comes on to your period, you have different phases that you go through. You go through the beginning of the period, you get into the middle where flows start to get a little bit more, and then you get to the end stage where it's very awful, where everything seems like it crashing, flow is every, and you're just out of it. And then once you cross that stage, then you tell it goodbye. But when you tell it goodbye, you still feel some form of a discomfort, and you also need special tea that you can drink to keep yourself feeling good also. So if you have some of those tea, go ahead and share it with us, because some of us are past, but we have so many subscribers that are still going through, the period phase, and that's why we're sharing some tea. Now, anyone watching know anything about raspberry leaf tea? And I just noticed someone, Make Up Forever, raspberry leaf tea. It is also on my list. Now, you have different kinds. You have the red one and, the regular raspberry leaf, but it doesn't matter. Raspberry leaf tea is now coming up as one of the top tea to make you feel better during your period. So if you have a recipe for the raspberry tea, go ahead. But you can go ahead and you can just buy the little packet of the raspberry, and you can just brew it like that. You can drink it with a little honey, a little agave, or just drink it just like that during that special time, and it can make you feel better. Now, we talk about, Make It Forever mentioned dandelion root. I didn't put the dandelion on my list because I'm not sure if everyone have access to the dandelion. Okay, so that's why I didn't put it on the list, but it is known to comfort you during and after that special time. Okay, it is known to help to give you that comfort during and after. So guess what? If you have access to the dandelion, go ahead and use it up. And all the tea that we're talking about, if you're not sure, go ahead and read up on it to make sure you are comfortable. But these tea are just plain old regular over-the-counter tea, nothing, out of this world or anything that you're, wonder. Just plain old tea that we're talking about. Now, I'm drinking some tea today. I'm a tea person, to be honest, and I like to drink tea. One of my favorite tea is Earl Grey, and this is what I'm drinking right now. But the base of the Earl Grey tea is black tea. Okay, the base is a black tea. Why it's called Earl Grey and get that nice flavor is that it was added, the flavor was added to the tea to give it this thing. But the base is black tea, and black tea is also good to help you to feel comfortable during that time. Let me take a sip. Oh, this is so good. And I just like to drink this just like that. I'm just an Earl Grey person. And sometimes, like if I'm having it in the evening, I like to add some form of almond milk or some soy milk to it. Or if you have regular milk or creamer, you can add it to it and drink. So this just gives me a chance to drink my tea with you today. Yes, so if you have tried Earl Grey tea, go ahead and comment also. Now, let us move on to the next tea. Now, this one, some of you might be aware of, and some of you might not. What did you miss if you're just joining? We just talk about hibiscus. We talk about lemongrass. We talk a little bit about dandelion. We also talk a little bit about raspberry leaf tea. Now, this one might be, and I just mentioned black tea. Now, this one might be a shocker to most of you. But it's just of late that people are diving into this tea. Nowadays, you go to the mall, you walk all over, you're seeing this tea in those special tea shops. It is rose tea. Rose is not going anywhere, okay? Rose is not going anywhere. Rose has been around for centuries, okay? And the mostly used rose when it comes on to cosmetics, like, your shower gel and all of that. But nowadays, rose actually found its way in the kitchen, okay? In the kitchen, you can get cake made with rose, you can get tea, you can get smoothies, anything like that. Rose is actually very, very good. The rose tea is actually very good for that special time. When I was doing that, my research and reading up on the rose, I actually was smiling because I'm like, look at Rose, huh? Rose just feel like it's getting a bad rap now when it comes on to the cosmetic world. So it just be like, you know what? I need to find somewhere else to go. Let me get in the kitchen and see what I can do in the kitchen. But it's actually good. It's either you like it or you don't, okay? And that's the honest truth. When it comes down to the rose tea, you're going to like it or you're not going to like it, okay? Because it's going to taste like the way it smells, okay? Now, you can actually change that taste. I mean, if you are accustomed to using rose, like, your rose shower gel, your rose bath soap, then when you go drink your rose tea, that's what is going to come to mind. Like, that sweetness, that's rose smell. But the honest truth is, it is good for that special time for the comfort. Now, you can mix this rose tea with your regular tea bag. So let's say you have and we're not endorsing any tea brand right now, but let's say you have your regular old Lipton tea. That's one of the most popular tea, around the world, which is normally black tea based. It's a brand, but the tea, once it said tea on the box, is black tea. So you can actually get that rose petal, brew that black tea, and put a little touch of that rose petal in that tea and kick it up a notch. During that time, it will help you to feel much better. If you know anything about rose tea, have you been drinking it? Have you tried it? Go ahead and comment. Now, someone is having a lot of cramps and throwing up. Zaha, send me an email to khichibeauty@gmail.com. Send me an email, khichibeauty@gmail.com. Okay, all right. And what help with bloating? Ginger and peppermint help with bloating, and we have it on our list as 2 tea to drink to make you comfortable during that time. Can you suggest a tea for those with allergy? Okay, when it comes on to allergy, it's like a trial and error right now. I mean, because peppermint, someone would say like peppermint is good, but each and every one is different. So you definitely have to try it or a little taste to see if it works for you. I cannot recommend a tea, nor am I allowed to recommend a tea for allergies. Okay. All right. So, Phaedra, Gordon, thank you. Now, what is bay leaf, Juliana? Okay. All right. So please be careful about giving advice on the panel and for anything that has anything to do with medicinal, if you have high cholesterol, I suggest that you consult your doctor, because we're not doctor on here, so we're not allowed to give advice, okay? So the first thing you need to do is to consult your doctor. If you get a remedy from someone, let's say you're introduced to bay leaf, then go to your doctor with it, and the doctor will, determine whether or not it is okay for you to take that for things like cholesterol or, any other illnesses that we tend to get on a regular. Now, once that is out of the way, we can now move on. All right. So, tarragon as a tea is good also. Thyme is good for bloating. Okay, so these are herbs, and these are plain old herbs that we used to cook with. You cook with thyme, and most people know what thyme is. You have different type of thyme. You have the lemon thyme, which they call lemon mint. Some people call it lemon mint. You have lemon thyme, but thyme is thyme. You can use it in your food when you're cooking. Just add it to it. It will help, or you can brew it as a tea. Another tea that you can actually brew, which is a herb, is basil. Basil, you can brew. As a matter of fact, I grew up drinking the basil tea. I didn't know that they use it to cook. I didn't even realize it was a herb, okay? But it is good for regulating. It is also good for bloating, and it is also good for making you feel better during that special time. Now, let's move on with the chat. Now, cooking with Khichi, welcome to the chat. And Bay leaf is a small and smooth leaf which is used in cooking. All right, so someone wants to know what bay leaf is. Now, I use bay leaf in my cooking. I like the flavor of it, okay? And I always have packs and packs of bay leaf because I like it and I don't want to run out of it. But what I use it for is in my rice. If I'm cooking some white rice, I still would put 2 bay leaves in it and it gives it a nice flavor. If I'm cooking like stew, any form of a stew, whether you're cooking beef stew, even if you're cooking what they call our Jamaican thing again, stew peas, you can put a little bay leaf in it. Okay, now bay leaf also is used back then and probably still is. You can put it in it's bay rum. It is the bay rum is made from bay leaf. I don't know how many of you are familiar with bay rum, but it's almost like rubbing alcohol. If you have an headache, then you put the bay rum and you fever and stuff like that for children. I hope I'm not getting in trouble. But anyway, yes, that's what they use the bay leaf on us for. And they do have the bay leaf selling in a bottle, a liquid, which is called bay rum, not for consumption, but to apply for aches and pain on the body. Okay. Now, bay leaf is, and I'm going to call it a herb that or a spice that you use in your cooking, but you can drink it as tea. I hope I, explain this bay leaf, right. Okay. Now, Keisha, Jill, bay leaf should be among the spice at the store. Yes, that's where I found mine. And depending on where you're living, you're going to either find it in a plastic bag or you're going to find it in a bottle right beside the black pepper, right beside the basil leaf, right beside the tarragon. Right there, you're going to find bay leaf. Okay. And it's an herb, or if you're using it as spice, let's call it a spice. So it's something that is healthy to eat, to consume. Okay. All right. My dear, after 1 year, please give me, okay. Make that a little clearer for me. Is there 1 year? Is there after 1 year? Please give me your, okay, I can't understand. Make it a little clearer for me. Now, if you're just joining, we're talking about special tea that you can drink to help you to feel better during your period. Now, we're sharing just regular old tea, nothing fancy, nothing, far-fetched, just regular tea that you can use as a spice or you can use as a herb. Anything else that, you feel that you're not accustomed to or whatever, if it's not a regular tea that you can get over the counter, then please consult your doctor first. Now, let's move on to ginger. I'm not going to end the show without talking about ginger. Ginger is very special for many, many reasons. It helps with bloating. The taste is good. It helps to speed up metabolism. It helps with uncomfortable feeling during that time. It helps to flush the toxin from your body. And I'm telling you, ginger as a tea, when you're feeling a little moody, is amazing. Okay, so you can choose to get your ginger tea bag or you can choose to get the fresh ginger. Personally, for me, I like fresh ginger. And I know some people don't have the fresh ginger, but I like the fresh ginger because ginger, I just chop it up and I can make it as strong as I want or as weak as I want. That's the reason. When I buy the ginger tea, like the tea bag, sometimes I feel like I want 2 tea bags because I like it really, really strong. But get some ginger and, get your tea going. And you can also mix that ginger tea with some basil leaf and brew that and drink that. That is an amazing tea to make you feel better during your period. Now, if you have a question or if you have another email is not working. Yes, the email is working, is always working. khichibeauty@gmail.com. All right, so we are moving on. And if you're just joining, we're talking about tea. If you're a tea drinker, comment. What is your favorite tea? Apart from what you drink to make you feel better during that time, what is your favorite tea? Let me hear from you right now. For all of you watching, just start typing, what is your favorite tea? Just type the word, whatever it is, type it in. What is your favorite tea? I would like to know what people are really drinking. So type. Now, let me see what the chat is saying. Porter, good afternoon. As usual, I am a tea person. This I am having some chamomile tea right now. So someone is having chamomile tea. Go ahead and comment. I want to hear. Don't just watch. Come on, use up the comment. What is your favorite tea? Okay, here the comment coming up finally. So we have Superstar Bella peach tea, and peach tea is known as an herbal tea. We also have chamomile tea with ginger, that's Makeup Forever, and we have Daje Twist, that's green tea, Bernice, cinnamon. We have Rose Edwin, raspberry mix, and hibiscus. Those are two very special tea to have during your special time for comfort. Okay, two very special tea, raspberry and hibiscus. Now we have burdock and green tea. That's also the burdock tea is also good for, you know, when you pass that period stage. Now we have organic green tea, we have that's Keisha, we have mint tea, and also let's see if anyone coming up. My favorite tea is Bale is good for everything. That is something that is very new to me. What is it? BAIL. If you're on the chat and you know what BAIL tea is, let me know. Very new to me. Locket, green and black tea with lemon, ginger and turmeric, and mint tea. Of all my tea, I am a mint tea girl too. Can you suggest something for the M word and dandelion and sea buckthorn and black kosher? Okay, all right, so we are moving on. And I just answer you, KD. I hope you get those answer. Green tea, decaffeinated green tea, basil tea. Okay, basil, yes, basil, that's really nice. And we have Fernet, green tea with lemon, give me the lift in the morning. So any of you have been drinking the raspberry tea? If you're drinking the raspberry tea, please share your comment on the raspberry tea. I also want to know if there's anyone that is drinking rose tea. If you're drinking rose tea, comment right now. Okay, we need to hear from you. Now, green tea with lemon, give me a lift in the morning. Now we have, can you please suggest tea that are good for? No, I cannot suggest that. That's a medical concern, so you definitely will have to consult your doctor for that one. Okay, all right, so Katie, yes, thanks. All right, so we're moving on, and I can see most of the regular tea, people are drinking the regular tea. Now if you're drinking turmeric, and you know, share it with us, how do you prepare your turmeric tea? I am now getting into drinking the turmeric tea, and I was drinking the powder, but I, you know, was told that it's better to get the real turmeric. So that's what I'm into now. Turmeric is just similar to ginger, and the same amount of ginger you use when you're making it fresh, you go ahead and you use the ginger, the turmeric, just like that. Now, rosemary and raspberry. Now, rosemary is another herb that is amazing for a lot of issues that we tend to have. But when it comes on to that special time, the rosemary will also help. Now, chamomile is amazing. Now, there's one other tea that I totally forget to mention, and this is the safflower. The safflower, not sunflower now, but safflower. One day I'll come back and I probably will have an entire show built around the safflower, especially for comfort, for people that are looking for comfort and more comfortable time during that time. And also for people that are way past that and are still looking for that comfort. Now, fennel and fenugreek tea. And I do have the fennel on my list. Now, so since you mentioned the fennel, Ellen, let's talk about the fennel. It's on my list. And fenugreek tea. Fenugreek tea became very, very popular for about the past 3 to 4 years. Now, there's a lot of things that goes on that is behind, a lot of claim that is behind the fenugreek tea. However, if you just want a good cup of tea, which fenugreek is really just an healthy, you know, herb to have, I'm calling it herb, you can just make that fennel fenugreek tea. But let's talk about fennel tea. If there's anyone else, Ellen, how do you make your fennel tea? Comment. Now, Fernet, yes, I drink raspberry tea too. It makes me feel uplift and happy. So people are drinking raspberry tea. Now, raspberry tea is not new to the tea world. However, it's probably is a little new to, the internet per se, but it has been around for decade in the tea world. It's used mostly as flavor for tea, but nowadays they're using the raspberry leaf, not the flavor, not the fruit. You find it in herbal tea, the fruit in herbal tea, but now you have the leaf that they're using so that you can have that special comfort and also give you a boost of energy in the morning. TT, I buy the turmeric root dry it and make powder, drinking with a dash of cayenne pepper. Okay, so that is actually a fabulous idea. So you get that turmeric, you put it away to dry, and if you have one of those that is so popular now, what they call it, the not the air fryer, something that could dry your fruits and vegetable. Okay, then you can, if not, put it out in the sun, dry it, make sure you wash it first, and then you blend it. I am actually gonna do that. Then you're so sure what is going into your tea. Now, I want to hear from someone who's drinking fennel tea. If you're drinking fennel tea, comment. I mean, I use fennel when I have a cold. Very good for mucus along with the ginger. Now, if there's anyone using the fennel for comfort during that time, go ahead and comment. Now, Rose Edwin, for any tea I make, I cover it so it can steep on the hot water for 5 minutes before drinking. Now, let's talk about making a perfect cup of tea really, really fast. Okay. Now, please be mindful that if you go and you get yourself a tea bag, regardless of what tea is in that tea bag, if you get yourself a tea bag, the way they make the tea bag is that leaf is so finely milled that's when you pour the hot water on it, it can be brewed to release the flavor. You cover it is recommended for some tea. Each tea is different. For some, it's going to tell you 3 to 5 minutes. For some, it's going to tell you 5 to 7 minutes to brew the tea. Now, when you're drinking tea, that you have the tea itself, like if you have that fresh ginger, if you chop that fresh ginger up and you put it in a cup and you pour that hot water on it and cover it up, it's gonna be tasting really, really weak. So some things you have to boil. However, you're not going to overboil. So for the ginger, you put it on, and within 3 minutes, as soon as it starts to boil, you turn the stove off and you cover it up. Some things you have to boil. I like my basil to be totally boiled also. So if I'm making basil tea, I'm putting that in the pot, pouring the water. When the water is cold, put it on. When it starts to boil, I turn it off right away and set it aside to steep. So please be mindful. If you're doing the turmeric also, that's another one that I suggest that you boil. However, if you get the turmeric tea bag, which I notice is in abundance nowadays in the grocery store, then you can just go ahead, follow the direction on the box, cover it up, set it aside to steep for about, 2 to 3 minutes, or not 2 to 3, at least 3 to 5 minutes. Now, someone is using rose tea and lip tea had been in existence for years. Now, are you talking about the rose tea or the brand rose tea? Okay. All right. So answer that question, Juliana. Are you talking about the brand? Because you have a brand that is rose tea, and you also have a rose tea, which is made from rose petal. I'm almost sure you're talking about rose tea because yes, it has been around for a bit. However, it's just now that it's coming on stream because, internet world where people are now more exposed to the rose tea. All right. So journey with cassie tea, I take sage and mint tea. I make it myself. Now, how many of you are familiar with using sage? As a matter of fact, there's something that you all need to know about making a good herbal tea. Because when you use the spice and the herbs and all of that, it's now considered herbal tea. Now, if you are using tea like the black tea and the green tea, that is known as true tea. Okay, so you do have two types of tea. You have the herbal tea and you have true tea. Now, true tea is the tea that you definitely use the tea leaves to make, such as the black tea and all of that. And herbal tea is what you mix, okay? So you can mix, let's say, chamomile with some orange peel, or you can mix some sage with some ginger and probably drop a piece of papaya in it and brew it. That is what is considered herbal tea. However, some herbal tea do use a bit of a black tea to mix it in, while some herbal tea is just fruits, dried fruits, or, you know, herbs and spice that they use, like a good cinnamon tea is just some cinnamon. Okay. All right. So now that you know the difference in this tea, let's move on. Let's see some comments over here. Now, fennel tea I use both ways, in powder form and also for comfort, and it also helps. And this is coming from Denise. Hi, Sunshine Girl. How are you? All right, so let's move on with our tea. If you're here, it means that you want to know some of the better tea that can help you to feel better during your period. Now, let's do a recap really, really quick to let you know what you missed. The first tea that we talked about was the hibiscus tea. The hibiscus tea is good for regulation. It's good to help with the flow. It help with the cramping, and it is also good for weight loss. It helps to speed that metabolism up, and it do help you to feel better during that time. Now, we also talk about the rose tea, which is made from the rose petal, which you can definitely brew by itself, or you can mix it with your regular tea bag, a little half a teaspoon of the rose petal with your regular tea bag, which is black tea, can help you to feel better. We also talk about the raspberry leaf. Now, not the raspberry fruit. The raspberry fruit, they use it in the herbal tea mix, but the raspberry leaf itself, they use it as a regular tea bag for you to steep and brew, make you feel better, make your body feel less achy, and give you that comfort that you need. We also mentioned black tea, which most of you are familiar with. Black tea on a whole is tea, and it's good for your special time. Now, we talk about ginger, and most of you know that ginger is good for almost everything, okay? Most of you know. And all these tea that we mentioned, you can actually mix it with ginger. We talk about peppermint. Now, peppermint is actually one of my all-time favorite tea, but I'm a little bit like, they have so many different type of mint, but we're talking about the peppermint. And I like the flavor. I like the way it make me feel. And I like to mix it with my go-to tea, apart from my Earl Grey, is a peppermint. I like that, somehow it's helped to calm me really, really well. So peppermint is good, not only for that comfort, but it gives you that calming feeling that you need during that special time. Now, let's see what else we talk about. We just talk about the fennel tea. Okay, and someone is taking fennel, using the fennel as a powder or as the seed. I personally prefer to brew the fennel seed for the fennel tea. And fennel tea is very, very comforting. It helps with, the digestion also, and it helps with the cramping. And there's much more that we can say about the fennel tea. But the fact that we're just talking about for comfort during that time. Chamomile tea. Now, most of you might know chamomile tea as a tea that you drink at night to help you to sleep better. But during that time, chamomile tea also help you to feel better, okay? It helps you to feel more relaxed. And that is why it is another amazing natural tea that you can use for your special time. Now, let's talk about other things. We have another tea here, which is Dan Quay tea. If you know anything about Dan Quay tea, go ahead and comment. All right, so now that we're done with the tea, love ginger, let's talk about some other things that you can do to feel better during your period, along with drinking some of these tea. The one thing you need to know is that you need to drink a lot of water. Water, 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 water. Okay. Now water helps you to feel better. Some people are going to be like, oh, I'm so bloated, I don't need the water, it make me feel even more. No, it's good to drink the water because it helps you to stay hydrated. Now another thing that is good is hot pad. Now you can get some of these, they sell them out there that are electric, that you can plug in and you can use to ease the comfort. You also have the old method where you have this like a little water bag thing and you fill it up with hot water and you just lay yourself on it. That helps a lot. Okay. And a warm towel also can help. You can get a towel really, really warm. If you have a dryer, you can put it in it. If not, you can get some hot water, soak that towel, wring it out, and you could place it over it. It can help you to feel better. And here are some fruits that can help you to feel better. The pineapple. When you are, going through that time, pineapple juice is really, really good because it helps to relax the muscle. And any form of a smoothie that you use, like spinach and green apples and the same pineapple, that can help you during that special time. So water, pineapple juice, and a good smoothie that is rich in fruits can help to ease that. Does anyone of you watching still use a hot pot or those? Can you remind me what the name of it is? The one that you have to pour that water in, then you close it up, and then you could lay on it. Can somebody remind me what is the correct name? I'm saying it's water bottle, but for some reason I'm not thinking that is water bottle. Or is it water pot or hot pot? Let me know. Someone help. All right. So someone is talking about cinnamon, and that is actually a spice that you can use to flavor any of these tea that we mentioned today. Hot water bottle or hot water bag. Thank you so much for that. I think I just have a brain freeze, like I couldn't remember. Now, hot water bag is very, very common and very, very popular. Or someone is saying hot water bottle. It's an old remedy, but it still works today. As I said, they do have the fancy one, and they do have the the regular water bottle. Now there are also oils that you can apply on the on your. Actually was trying to find that, but it's just not coming up what I was talking about. Right now, there are actually some oils that you can use to massage your skin or to massage that area when you're having your special time. One very popular oil for that is the Jamaican black castor oil. And if you look around, let's say like YouTube, I myself have a video where I make it showing you how you can use it for other things. But if you rub it on your stomach area, warm it and rub it on the stomach area during that time, it will also help you to feel better much longer. Okay. All right. So let's take some questions, and then we're moving on. Now, here is some quick announcement. This is our regular daytime show. This is a new series that we're running for the month of April. Okay, we're running this for the month of April. Now, we're seeing how it goes. We're trying to develop it up like, little by little. Now, if you want to be on the show, you can. You need a skill, however, okay? You need a skill. We want you to be on the show. We're gonna have certain kind of topics that we want a panel. Now, when we're doing topic that we need a panel, then you don't need a skill for that. You just have to know what the topic is and how you can speak on that topic. Now, we also are looking for people. Let's say you can cook good, okay? We want you to be on the show. We are going to be on the show via your video camera. All of this is going to arrange first. You set up the kitchen nice, and while the show is going on, you're doing your little cooking and you're coming on. Easy to do now. Yes, I can clearly say that. Now, we also want people that, let's say you have a closet and it's well organized and you want to tell us how you organize it and walk us through. We want you to be on the show. Anything special? You do gardening, you have a whole set of aloe vera leaf in the backyard, and you want to show us how you plant your little thing. We want you on the show. You do baking, you like to bake, we want you on the show. What else? You do sewing. Is there anybody that do knitting? we want you on the show. Okay, so any special skill, if you paint, we want you. If you do pottery, we want you on the show. So any skill that you have and you're not bashful for sharing with us, let me know so we could plan a show that you can be on the show. Now we have debating topics that we also want to share. So if you're a good debater, not necessarily a big debater, but if there's a subject that you feel strongly about and you want to talk about it that is within the YouTube guideline, send us an email. So send us your email at khichibeauty@gmail.com and let me know. Send me a topic like, oh, I have a nice closet that is well organized. I would like to show how I organize it. Any little thing like that is going to make this show much, much better. We're not really giving up on this show. It just started, okay? And also, I need your feedback. If you like the show today, send me an email. Let me know that you like the show. If you have any idea for the show, send it in. Just give me an honest feedback. Let me know what I could do better, what I could step upon, and which area that I'm doing well. Okay? Very, very, very important. And also, I want you to support the show, right? To support the show. I know it's going to get better when the guests start coming in. But if you have a really interesting topic, you can share it with us. Now, Jill, I think you already know that I prefer to remain private. Of course, I know, but I still am throwing it out there. Some of you gonna really want to be on the show. If you're brave enough, I'm here. You're seeing me. It's okay. You can do it. You can do it. And sometimes you just never know when you do these things. All right. So if you're just joining and you have a question for me about any of the tea that we mentioned, how to keep you feeling good during your period, go ahead and share. Now, please be mindful that we did this show today. We talk about period, but we didn't go into full details about it because we have to stay within the YouTube guidelines. So we're kind of walking on chalk line, and that's why we don't use the other P word. We just use, that full stop. That's that, which is the period. We would really like to dive deeper, and I personally would like to dive deeper, but as I said, we have to stay within the guideline, and that's why we just touched the surface, and also we didn't answer any form of a medical question because we are not allowed to. All right, so what you missed: hibiscus tea. It's number 1. Number 2 is rose tea. Number 3 is raspberry leaf tea. Number 4 is black tea. Number 5 is ginger tea. Number 6 is peppermint tea. Number 7 is fennel tea, but I have more. Number 8 is chamomile tea. Number 9 is Don Quay tea. And number 10 is the good old sage tea. And also I have the basil. Okay, I do more than 7, but those are some of the better tea that you can take to make you feel better during your special time. Now I have a list with some recommendation below. You can check those out. You don't have to choose the ones that I chose for you to browse around. If you have fresh ginger, I think it's better than a box of ginger tea, to be honest, but it's also easier to brew the tea when it's already, comes in the form of a tea bag. Now, if you like this topic today, go ahead and send an email and let me know what you think about the topic. As I said, I know you'd want me to dive deeper, but we have to stay within the guideline. Now, let's take some questions. Okay, if you're still watching, give the video a thumbs up. It's very, very important for you to thumbs the video up. That is how it helps to circulate. Also, can you share the show on your social media? And if you know someone that don't mind being on the show, like your friend, or you have a neighbor or something that, oh, this person could make a good fit for the show, go ahead and let them know about it and send over the email so we can really get the show going. I don't want to be the one talking all the time, okay? I don't want to be the one talking. This show is about lifestyle. So we're going to talk about the good old hair. We're going to do the makeup. We're going to do the cooking. We're going to do the clothing. We're going to do, a little bit of a skincare. We're going to do little gardening and all of that. And we're also going to hopefully get some some panel on here or some special guests that can talk about different kinds of topics. So join me tomorrow for another in our series Weekday with Khichi. Share the word, spread the word. We have 7 minutes to take some question. Any question you have, and T, go ahead and comment. And Sandra Springer, better late than never. And also remember, I'm using a new system that I'm now trying to get to learn, but I think I'm doing well so far. And this system definitely is what going to take this chat to the next level. And I'm so excited about it. Now, I tell you a great topic. So send the topic to khichibeauty@gmail.com. Now, a quick side note question. What is the name of the glass mug you use to keep the tea warm longer? Okay, this one here. I'm going to put put the link below when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to put the link below in the description box. As soon as the show is over, I'll put the link. This is a very popular tea mug that you can find out there now. It's floating, and this is not an sponsored video. This is not a sponsored video. This is one of my Amazon favorite. I probably will make that video very soon for you. But these have the tea to keep warmer. But I also use a tea warmer, and I actually have it somewhere under my desk. It's like one of the old time tea warmer. So this is my tea warmer. If I'm, brewing my tea, this is what I would just put it over. But these cups, they're really, really great. Like, I'm speaking for 1 hour now. And my tea is very much warm, still very much warm. It's going to keep your tea warm for about an hour or so, but it's also dependent on where you live. If you live somewhere very, very cold, it might get cold a little, but I'll put the link below. And if you're curious what I'm drinking, I'm actually drinking some Earl Grey. It's one of my favorite, Earl Grey, and the Earl Grey base is really black tea and bergamot. That's what give it that nice flavor. And I like to drink it throughout the day. I drink it just like that. Or if I'm drinking it for night and I feel like I want that comfort, then I had a little cream or a little almond milk or soy milk to it. Now we have Jean's Solon. This is your first time. Welcome to the show. This is our new series, which we kickstart just a few days ago. Also, if you want to be on the show, just let us know. I'm taking a few questions and then we are out of here. If you're just joining, give the video a thumbs up, show some love, thumbs it up. That's how you support the channel. And if you want to know the tea that we mentioned today, we've hibiscus number 1, rose tea number 2, raspberry tea leaf number 3, black tea number 4, ginger tea number 5, peppermint tea number 6, fennel tea number 7, chamomile tea number 8, Don Quay tea number 9, and we also have basil and we mentioned turmeric today, and we also talk about lemongrass. Okay, and we talk a little bit about bay leaf also. So any question? Can I use maple syrup? Okay, let's talk about what you can add to your tea. Now you have like lemon. Most people like to add lemon to the tea. I like to add lemon to the tea also. Any tea that you're drinking, you could add ginger to it, okay? Any tea, you could add ginger. Now, when it comes on to sweetening that tea, it all depends on your preference. If you use Splendor or any of these sweetener for your tea, that's okay. You can use also agave for your tea. You can use a little bit of a honey to your tea. And some people use the good old brown sugar. You can use that. Or you can do like me sometime and just use nothing at all. Herbal tea, I find that you really do not need a sweetener. Most herbal tea, you don't need a sweetener. I am not a green tea fan. However, I drink a lot of green tea because I know it's good for me. So if I'm drinking the green tea, I might add a little sweetener to it because I'm not so with the taste. But herbal tea, no. I like anything with strong flavor like this Earl Grey that have the strong bergamot flavor to it, then you don't need a tea. So you can add these things. You can add pineapple juice to your tea. It's going to kick it up a notch. And we also mentioned that is one thing that you can eat, or you can drink the juice to help you to feel better during your special time. Anyone else that is using any other sweetener than the ones that we just mentioned, go ahead and comment and let us know. Quick question: what is your favorite tea and what do you use to sweeten it? We already asked about, you know, people's favorite tea, but let me hear, what do you use as a sweetener? Really quick, because my time is up. What do you use as a sweetener for your tea? And do you prefer to drink your tea with or without sugar? How many of you like to have your tea with sugar? Comment. If you like your tea with sugar, comment. If you take your tea without a sugar, give me a comment really quick. I'm waiting for the comment to go up. With sugar or without sugar, since my time is up. Now we okay, so no one is, it's not moving on my end. Most likely I'm not seeing all the chat. All right, so that's my time, guys. And join me tomorrow. Join me tomorrow at 12 noon. Hopefully, you know, we're going to have not hopefully. Join me tomorrow at 12 noon. We're coming with another banging topic. You do not want to miss tomorrow's show, okay? You do not want to miss tomorrow's show. Tomorrow is going to be the last show for this week until next Monday. So if you can join us at 12 noon tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, for another in our series, Weekdays with Khichi Beauty, come on over. And if you didn't get a chance to watch it while it's live, support the channel by watching it after and share it on your social media. Send your ideas to us. You want to be on the show? Go ahead and send us an email. Set your thing up. We arrange it and we are good to go. Now, Roxanne, plain tea without sugar. Donna, a little sugar or honey. And Aminia, half a teaspoon sugar. Make a forever thank you also. And Cynthia, Earl Grey with agave, or agave, whichever way you pronounce it. I drink my tea with sugar, and that's from Sandra. Agave, that's Super Bella. Thiki, noon I will be at, okay, so if you are going to be at school, you come back and watch the show when it's over, okay? Now, so most people are drinking tea, and if you're late and you're just joining, we are done. But guess what? You can watch the show when it's over, and you can come back tomorrow and catch another show. Thank you all for watching, guys. I'm so grateful that you are here. Don't forget to send your ideas and send a feedback from the show. Very important, and I value your feedback. Have a great day. And for those of you who are doing the 25-day skincare challenge, tonight I'm going to come on with the printout table for you. So come on over 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's not going to be a long show tonight. It's going to be about half an hour, but I have the plan for the 25 days for you guys, okay? For the week, I forget, weekly. So come on over tonight at 7:30. Be good to yourself, love yourself, and share this on your social media. Just share the link so we can get more people. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with another in our series, Weekdays with Khichi Beauty.